nights in white satin, lifelong fairy friend. Seek outside Vilna, a queen to defend. Hourglass Coven, 3 to a ball. You will lead allies, answer valor's call. Look above you, yes, above you, above you. We'll start recording in that case. Now I've got some real business going on. Welcome everyone. This is getting right towards the end of the second of 2 campaigns that we've got running over the last 6 months, 12 months, something like that. I'm hearing a lot of heavy rain. It's not where I'm living. It's I think due to the game that we're currently in. So I might turn that down a little. Audio. Dark and stormy, which is appropriate. It is dark and stormy here. And just before we kick off, we've got 2 players joining us today. Let's see. Oh, and Nicole, welcome.
Hey.
Yeah, hey. Crack Dawn or something, I think, for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 8:15.
Oh, okay. Nice. And so, Taiki, you're joining us for this final chapter. Thank you for helping us out. You're going to be playing Glister, who is a character that the party rescued from the dungeons of the castle they're currently going through. And Dux, you're going to be playing Trig, who is a tiny fey sorcerer, enchanter, whatever you know what I call it, spell slinger. I'm not using class and subclass and stuff, just what a novice might call you. But yeah, so as someone who's been tagging along with the group, maybe keeping your head around corners, keeping your nose clean and observing what's going on, but is known to the party and befriended the party some time ago when they brokered a truce between your clan and another clan of Fey, the Kored. In fact, both your clan and the Kored are right at this minute running amok through the castle below. The group is going through the Feywild. You're on a sort of self-appointed quest, a quest to try and free or find out the whereabouts or at least what happened to the Fey queen of this domain of Prismea. This was, a couple of months ago of travel, and the party has come into the Feywild to do so. You've discovered that somehow she was thwarted and her domain and usurped by a coven of 3 hags. And progressively over time, the group has been travelling from each of the 3 domains. They carved up her realm into 3. You've managed to kill 2 of them. You've come to the castle of the 3rd. You've driven her off in fear. You can see in the chat a picture of her. She looks like a puppet master, almost like her body is a stage, and her 4 arms, holding the dangling strings of the puppets. And you're in her right now in her creepy den, her lair, which is covered in puppets hanging from the ceiling and mannequins on the walls. And you've just driven her off. You feel like she's shifted, not gone invisible. And her sister, who fled, just like the 3 little pigs, fled the last domain to take a refuge in this one. Came afoul of the party and has been thrown into this big contraption to the west and to her death. So she's somewhere down the floor down there. And I think that's where we left off. Probably firstly, do you have any, is there any other things key things I've missed from either last session or current things that any of the player you want to chip in?
I guess we're just still waiting for our soy lattes.
We're still wearing our costumes from the play.
Yeah, that too.
That's right. This hag, her thing is running creepy plays non-stop, and the people that she managed to entrap end up being coaxed into running grim theatre for her pleasure. Those that don't stack up get kicked out or worse, and those that do get sort of kept here, somehow tricked into staying for eternity, it seems. You've managed to free a couple of people along the way as you've gone along.
Since I was here, would I be in a costume?
Glister and Gleam. So you are a pair of acrobats, famous acrobats from the Witchlight Carnival that travels the multiverse. And some time ago, this Witchlight Carnival is sponsored by the Queen of this domain, and it looks like these hags have got their, finger in the pie, and hoovering up souls and whatever it is that they wealth, whatever they consider wealth, I guess. And both of you managed to find your way to the Feywild, and the trouble is that what your gig, your theme is, one is the symbol of the sun, which is you, and your twin is of the moon, so hence the gleaming glister and the face mask thing. Endelyn, one of her powers is to divine the future. She's got this orrery of tragedies that she uses to look at all of the different potentialities and determine which one is the true one. And she has seen that she is going to die, meet her demise during an eclipse. And it doesn't necessarily have to be she figured it didn't necessarily have to be a actual eclipse with moon and sun. It's always eternal twilight in this domain, so it wouldn't be relevant anyway. But seeing this sun and moon Eladrin turn up freaked her out completely, and thought, oh, holy crap, this is a eclipse in the making. And so she banished one, your twin, and imprisoned you, hoping to with the plan to keep the two of you separate forever. There's a rule of the domain, Fey law, of the law of hospitality, and so long as you're polite and behave yourself in someone's abode, they have to do the same to you, have to show you hospitality. And she's been showing you hospitality in Plan 2 forever. So they're very good at twisting the words of the laws of the realm. But so you're not in costume, you've been in the cell, but the others, I think, are still in there. God knows what, I've forgotten what your outfits were, but you put on a masterful performance last week.
But she banished my brother, so I'm still really pissed.
Yes, definitely. Definitely your least favourite person. In fact, the party might have already mentioned to you since freeing you from the prison that they met up with your twin, travelling their domain, and your twin right this very moment is invading the castle from below with an army of Briganox and Kored. Now, what about you, Trig? Do you have any questions? I know I've given the sort of high-level summary, but I can always... I'm keen to make sure I can fill in any blanks or whatnot.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think at this point then, I would throw to you all as what you want to do from here.
We could use a reminder of what is in this room, what this looks like.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
think we left off when we were searching. There was a cabinet.
I see.
Yeah, we were
There
gonna
were-
investigate the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll just zoom in on that room, make sure that I can see everything.
I think we did. We searched a box with toys.
Ah,
Did
yeah.
we?
Like, yeah, there was a box with toys. But
Yeah.
there was dusted and webbed and stuff like that. There's a cabinet with an eye on it,
Okay.
and there's a bunch of hourglasses on the walls. That when Mavis dispelled magic, they kind of stopped working for a second, and then there's a bunch of puppets around, different kind of races and shapes and forms.
What I can also do is share a handout. I think you might have them shared already, but there was one.
And I think there was one more chest that was locked, if I remember correctly.
Could be. I'm just finding my way there.
Mhm.
Oops. Ah, Enderlin's room. Okay, first thing I'll do is just give you a bit of a shot of where you are. Don't know if you can see that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Do we know who Enderlin is?
Enderlin Moongrave is one of the three hags, one of the three sisters.
Well, no, I guess one of one sisters.
Yes.
Yeah.
When sister-
So she was basically the queen of this castle
Yeah.
and the realm.
So there could be some good stuff in here.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah, and you pretty much came straight here from the stairway that leads down. So there's other rooms around the place that you haven't been into as well.
And I think we're looking for unicorn horn, right?
Ah, yes.
Our main thing is find this unicorn horn. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You touched the door, hand came out and tried to shove you into the orrery of tragedies below.
Which, by the way, is where the other sister's corpse still is, I guess, getting
Yes.
mangled.
Yes, it's
Might
still
want
in
to
there.
get to it.
We could go search that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get my arrows back since she's full of them.
That's Scabbeth the Nightshade. There's a Scabbeth the Nightshade smoothie on the floor below.
Which, by the way, I recognize the pattern. We met with the first witch, then we went to the second witch, and that's where we killed the first one.
Yeah.
And I went to the third witch, and that's where we killed the second one.
Right.
So now
Yep.
all we need to do is find the fourth witch.
Otherwise, you're stuck.
But then how do we get rid of the fourth witch?
Well,
We'd have to find the fifth one. And
the
then
fourth one will be Zabilna, who we're trying to rescue. So then we'll be set.
Oh, maybe. No, wait, was she a witch? I think we saw a fourth witch. It was
She's an
Tasha, right?
archfey.
Okay, so I've got a glass-doored wardrobe. There are 100, many hourglasses on the walls. No two exactly alike from the look of it. Ranging from a few inches tall to a few feet tall. And every now and then you see one run out and just flip.
Okay.
You might.
Uh,
You can see
keep
the
going.
hourglasses in the handout actually. Glass-doored wardrobe. There's a jade eye adorning the wardrobe's cornice. It's closed.
okay. Ungo wants to investigate these hourglasses and see if he can figure out any kind of a pattern to what they're doing.
Yep.
Could be related to that spinning contraption somehow.
I guess maybe he was ready to start playing Master of Puppets over the corpse of Endelin, but I guess instead he will play Seek and Destroy and walk outside to see if
Okay.
he might be somewhere nearby, like
Okay.
just teleported or something.
All right. You can move yourself. You go out to the doors and keep a close watch, looking out for any signs of Enderlin enemies. Yeah. Can you roll a? Well, what do you have any special set of skills you want to use to try and figure out what these hourglasses are doing?
I don't know. I mean, I have proficiency. I could do some investigation or
Okay.
perception.
Okay, get your droopy pipe out. Roll your investigation for me.
Oh, where's my Beyond 20? Just a second. My plugin's not active for some reason.
Oh yeah.
How'd you go? I've not got
I'll just roll it.
I've not got an eye
I'll
on the
just
chat,
roll
so,
this.
so just tell
Figure
me.
it out.
Yeah, that's okay.
I gotta tell you, and then I'll try and get Beyond 20 linked up.
That's okay.
18 plus 3 is 21.
Oh, happy days. Okay, so that while you can't tell exactly what these things are, what exactly they're doing, you can tell that they're not related to the Ori of Tragedies outside. There's not a relationship between the movements of the things. What you think they might be associated with is lifespans. They look like they range from about the shortest to the oldest of sentient lifespans, if you think of many different creatures that you have heard of.
Okay.
But what exactly, you're not sure of.
Okay. Fine.
So that's the hourglasses. There's a treasure chest. There's a wicker basket.
I would look at the wardrobe.
The wardrobe, yes, okay. Jade eye adorning the thing. And it's got a glass front, so a glass door, so you can see that within the inside, on the inside of it, there's a wall mirror hanging within the wardrobe. It's oval with a sort of quite ornate border.
Is that eye animated at all, or is it just like a carving? What's the jade eye?
No, the eye opened last week when someone touched the wardrobe and just
I
watched.
think someone cast like detect magic or something, and then maybe tried to dispel it, but it failed, or at least it did not affect the wardrobe.
Yeah. And the mirror radiated divination.
Ungo looks around. Is like, anybody want to look at this mirror?
You can do
If
it.
he's brave enough.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a wizard. Oh,
The-
Fancy that. Fancy that.
I see that.
I'll have a look.
To the rescue.
To the rescue.
So Trig, the Briganox that you've seen have quite hairy. They've got what are they called? Mutton chops, wispy sort of white hair. Trig doesn't have any of that, so maybe he's quite young or whatever, but still has the same sort of face shape. And
yeah, keep going. Sorry.
And well, I was just going to throw to Trig. Everyone's sort of looking to you to say, "Hey, you're the brains of the operation here, the wise one."
Yeah. So Ungo's like kind of touching this thing, and he thinks about opening it. He's like, ah, and he turns to the Briganock. He's like, what do you make of this?
I'm gonna cast detect magic on it, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, cast detect magic on on what exactly?
The area. It's just an area.
Yeah, but what area? Just where you're targeting the.
I think the 30 feet around you, any magical objects get light up.
Yeah, okay.
As an action, you can know they're.
Okay, so you can
on.
probably actually do a pass of the room, stroll around, hands behind your back, whatever. Yeah, so the wardrobe radiates minor magic. The mirror radiates strong magic. The hourglass radiate magic, all the same, and divination again, but different to the mirror itself, the mirror. And within the chest, eyeballing in there, you can see that there's the shriveled hand of an elf, fine fingers. There's a ring on its third finger, clutching some some rolled up scrolls, and the ring on the third finger is radiating invocation magic.
I guess I'll have a look at the ring first.
Okay.
Anything
Yeah.
is notable.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a sun sort of symbol on the ring. Maybe a few of them, like a little constellation. It's gold. It's radiating quite strong magic.
It's so the hand itself isn't radiating magic at all.
No, the hand is not.
Okay.
And
I guess I'll
go for it.
I pick up the hand and just
Okay.
Look at it. I don't know.
Okay.
Can I?
It doesn't look very Vecnan to you. And the scroll sort of falls out of the hand's grip, and you see a title on the scroll as it just unfurls a little. And it's written in a sort of spidery, elvish script. The title is The Agonies of Alagarthus, a 3-act tragedy by Elmig Endelin Moongrave. There's a title there, but unfurling it a little, there's no play, no script there. It's unfinished, really unstarted.
Does anyone recognize the name at all?
Was Alagarthus that elf we helped at the pillars with the lake?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so at least the rest of the party would recognize Alagarthus.
Yes, you do.
Right.
You helped him to escape this realm, and by doing so, figured out a way for yourselves to leave the domain as well.
Yeah.
How many hands did he have on him?
Now that you think about it, he had one hand.
Huh. Okay. Well, we know that he had been sort of held here for a while,
Yes,
right?
a long time.
Yeah.
There's also quite a few bottles of elven wine.
Uh-huh.
Examining those, they look pretty flash. Might taste quite nice indeed, or fetch a penny back in, or anywhere really, depending on what the currency is.
Grab a few of those, throw those in the bag.
Okay. Yep.
I'll take the ring, I guess.
Okay. Now, Trig, I sort of blasted through your spells pretty quickly, and I don't remember whether I gave you Identify or not. If you wanted to have it, I'm cool with just you making any changes.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm happy to assume that you've got it. If you want to, if you don't, I can't remember.
I don't, but I'll.
Okay.
Take it. Can I? No.
Yeah, you can. How long does Identify? Because you can do it even if you don't have it prepared as a ritual.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
The ritual. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to hang around here for 10 minutes, you can cast the Identify as a ritual.
Yeah.
And here we go. I'll show again the.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you can see that or not. Very rare.
Celeste is very interested to see what this is going to be.
Yeah,
since she is made of stars.
It might as well have your name on it.
Yeah. Trig and Glister. Celeste looks like a walking constellation right now. She's a druid of the stars, and instead of shape-shifting into creatures, or as well as shape-shifting into creatures, although I don't think you've ever done so while being...
Once
you
turned into a monkey.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, twice, because I changed into a horse
Okay.
and tied a horn to my forehead.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
with a carrot for a horse.
yeah.
Actually, maybe we should introduce our characters to the new guys.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
What I'll do, just before we do, I'll go through this this ring of shooting stars. So you can see it's got these gems in it that glow like a constellation I was describing, and you can, while you're in dim light or darkness, you can cast dancing lights or the light spell at will, with an action, and it's got charges. Regains charges D6 daily at dawn. You can spend 1 charge for fairy fire or 2 for ball lightning. Ball lightning's like, you create these spheres and you can then send them out to do damage. Each sphere, goes out to 20 feet away, 120 feet away from you. As long as you're concentrating, up to a minute. They each shed light, so you can actually light up a pretty wide area by casting them out a long way. And as a bonus action, you can move a sphere 30 feet. If it comes within 5 feet, if a creature comes within 5 feet of the sphere, it discharges and lightning, and then the ball disappears. So you can then go off and do lightning damage as a bonus action every round by moving one of the spheres around someone. So on a failed save, they take save or half. You can see it ranges from 2d4 if you create 4 spheres to 4d12 if you just create 1 sphere with your 2 charges. And the third one is shooting stars. So you spend 1 to 3 charges, and for every charge, a glowing mode of light from the ring shoots out at a point you can see. So it's like firecrackers. What are they called? Fireworks. And they shoot out 60 feet. And everyone within a 15-foot cube from that point, 5d4 damage with a dexterity save for half.
Nice.
Yeah, so you could do 3 of those in a round. But
cool. Wow.
But it's only got
That's
6.
pretty nice.
Yeah, only got 6 charges, so you can do that twice.
But they regenerate, right?
Sorry.
At dawn, which never happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we ruled that it's basically at long rest.
We've had a few things that we have that happen at dawn, and they have been recharging, or regenerating. I can't remember what it was, but it came up when there was something that happened at dawn.
Maybe it's because Cape of Mount Peak.
Oh,
Mount
yeah.
Peak. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Not the
So
monk.
you're not sure why, but dawn still triggers, but then doesn't arise. Okay, so let's go along. Ungo, do you want to give us a bit of a spiel? Introduce your character for us.
Sure. Ungo is a goblin. He is not a big guy. He's 3 feet tall. He's carrying more equipment than he weighs. But he is dressed as an elven ranger. He was raised by elves. He doesn't know any magic. He's actually a fighter, but he acts like a ranger. He knows all about nature, and he goes around with a bow and shoots his bow all the time. He's very, very sneaky, and currently he's not actually dressed like an elven ranger because he's dressed up for the play, and he's wearing a plague doctor outfit. So he's got like a black robe on with a hood and a beak. And Ungo tries to be serious and tries to act like a wood elf, but he most of the time comes off as kind of ridiculous. And but that's okay because he's good at killing stuff. Killed both hags.
Okay.
Yep.
How about you, Mavis?
Maybe it's the varied human bard who is a bit of a sourpuss, I guess, but the rest of the party might assure on some long rests that his mood have heavily improved since they travel together, but you met him only as he is right now, I guess. He's currently wearing an outfit over like a majordomo with a little villain twirling mustache on his face, so far for some reason he's been the tank of the party, soaking all the damage. And he has severe distrust of anything in the Feywild. Other than that, he likes to crack a joke, I know, play around, but yeah, not necessarily the most not bright, the most like a warm person in the room.
And Celeste.
Celeste is an elf. She has really pale, almost like white blue skin and silvery hair. She's currently dressed as a noble right now because of the play, but you can kind of see her starry robes poking out from underneath. I believe she is wild shaped into a constellation right now.
Yep.
So you can kind of see it. All of her joints are stars and they're all connected. She's kind of quiet, kind of happy, just enjoying being here.
Okay.
Happy now that she got her sister back, which you'll meet eventually.
Yes, Selena. And so I think that's because there's 5 today. So that's everyone that's here today. But there's also
No, the sorceress.
sorcerer. I was about to say mage or warlock, but yes, or because of the witch. She wears a witch hat and rides a flying broomstick.
Magic broom, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so there is a sorceress in the party, as well as a melee ranger, rabbit folk, Harangon. Okay, so we were just going through the treasure chest. You've got 8 bottles of exquisite elven wine, probably worth 100 gold each, or a certain number of trinkets in Fey currency. There's a little pouch, a sack, and looking in there, there's 4 bed knobs, golden ones, so quite ornate, probably worth about 25 gold each. The ring, which I mentioned, and of course the hand and the Allegarthus unfinished play. We've also got the wicker basket, which looks like a sort of, examining that, looks like a bit of a pet sort of bed. It's a low basket with some toys and things in it.
Oh, yeah.
They look like stuffed birds.
Were any of those magical?
No, they weren't. They smell
Trig? No.
They smell of catnip.
Oh. Well, we were trying to find a cat a little bit, but mostly just to give us a way to defeat Endlin, and
Yeah.
she disappeared. So.
Yeah, because what was that prophecy again?
When she got be killed if she's like during the moon eclipse.
There, I got it written down. When the moon obstructs the sun, Creeping Lynn will come undone. Play to her passion, stay unscript. A cat, a horn, or a shadow ripped. The Fool's Scepter is the key. And Celeste has the Fool's Scepter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, Ango's shadow returned, right?
Yeah, I got my shadow.
But is it ripped?
I don't know. It seems to be okay. It looks intact to me.
I know. Does it have is it on steroids, like extra muscles in it?
No. I mean, Slapney's shadow was pretty ripped.
I guess, yeah. Was Ogre Strength gloves, yeah. Oh, yeah. Priority is the horn, so I guess Mavis will, if he doesn't see Endlin anywhere nearby, he will go try to search the body of Kabatha.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go head after Mavis after seeing that these magical folk are investigating the magical things.
Okay. And what about you, Glister? What are you up to?
Watching everybody at the moment, and I was looking at the cabinet because I wanted to see what was in there.
You can see in the glass that there's that's the cat. You mean the wardrobe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's got a glass doors, and you can see that there's an ornate mirror within the wardrobe towards the back of it.
Okay, so there's nothing in the wardrobe itself.
No, it looks like it's housing the mirror.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so if
I think we was it the same mirror as we saw in the other witches layer?
Yeah, now that you think about it, it does it does look very like the one that you saw in Bavlorna Brightstraw's swampy domain.
And I thought there was something also in Skabath's room.
Oh, maybe. Yep.
Okay.
So
just
all the witches had one of these?
Yeah, they each had a mirror very similar, about the same size, same shape, maybe slightly different ornamentation.
How big is it?
Probably about 2 feet tall.
Okay.
You know, big enough to be portrait sort of sized. I'll just come out to you, Ungo and Mavis. You're looking over the.
I think we're gonna go downstairs and check her out.
Yeah.
Check out the body.
You can also see directly opposite. There's another doorway leading off to the east.
Yep. Let's do that in a minute. Let's check out this body first.
Okay.
I think it was this way down to the staircase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Yep.
go down.
And I
Go
can
down
just
the stairs
I can just
and
move you
end up-
down
End up over here.
down to there. Yeah. So you're down below. The orrery is slowed down and it's not actually moving at this point. Remember, it wasn't until you actually interacted with it that it started spinning around and going berserk.
Is the lightning still on?
Yes, there's still lightning crashing and it's still powered.
Are the two, I think, goblins or whoever was working around still in the area?
No, it looks like they've done a runner somewhere. It's untended. And looking at Skabatha, she now looks like she's got very thin, papery skin. It has many folds in it. It's got this sort of quite a dark green tinge to it, and she's got sort of lank hair that is wet for some reason. It's not like she's been in the rain or anything.
Start pulling my arrows out of her.
Yep. Okay. You retrieve half of them.
Uh-huh.
The other half are either broken or shot off somewhere where you didn't spot where they went. But you can retrieve half your arrows that you shot. And I think from
we can put her down. If she's in like safe area, I don't want to go in in the middle of the lightning storm.
I think it's mostly above us, isn't it? The lightning storm. I mean,
I think Slapney went in and he got like smacked around
well,
with
he
the lightning.
fell through from the top.
Okay. In any case, for a couple of seconds, I'll look like if there's any lightning striking around her body, and then walk in. And
okay. It's not striking around her body, but every now and then it's coming through the ceiling and hitting powering the orrery. And I've placed you in the ground level, so one floor below. Anyone else who comes out of the room and looks over the balcony will see you, but just so that you can see from where you are that there's other passages going off from this floor.
Yep.
Many of them.
Does she have anything on her? Anything in her? Does she have any pockets?
Yeah. So rummaging around, you find a number of. Maybe they're spell components. Little butterfly wings in a little cardboard pouch, and bits of bone and powders that you're not sure what they are, some petals or herbs and things.
I'll keep those. Why
Yep. But other than that, you see that there's a ring on her finger as well.
Ooh. What's it look like?
Plain, unadorned, no scratches, not worn at all.
Ungo will just pull that off a finger and show it to
wait.
Mavis. Oh, he's just going to grab it. Stop being cautious. He's going to pull it off her finger.
Yeah, okay, you've got it.
Meanwhile, Mavis was already preparing a dagger to cut off the entire finger. Bring it to the people upstairs.
Okay,
Like, what are you doing? Might be dangerous. Come on.
okay.
Well, yeah, so Ungo's going to turn to point and be like, oh, well, do you think it's magical?
Yeah. I just put my dagger away.
Okay. Now, I'll just throw it to the rest of you while that's all going on, while the looting below.
Do you think we should go catch up with them?
I'm gonna kind of do one last little sweep of the room before I leave and kind of like check under the bed and behind anything and just kind of make sure that we're not missing anything.
Okay, all right. Can you roll an investigation for me?
Yeah. Did
Nope.
that show up in the chat?
What did you get?
I see a 1.
I
see
rolled
that
a
one.
1.
a 1 plus 0.
Nice one. Um.
Totally distracted by something useless for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a squirrel in here.
Yeah. You don't see anything new, although the hourglasses themselves have probably got value, but unless somewhere between 10 and 50 gold each, depending on the size.
If those seem to depict people's lifetimes, I'm not gonna mess with them and rip somebody's life off the wall.
For $10, no worries.
Ooh, I think maybe stabbed a bunch of those. So much.
Like sand through the hourglass. Okay.
You said there was a wicker basket
Yes.
in there.
Yes, this is the one that smelt of catnip. And there was, looking into the wicker basket, you see some clockwork birds. Lots of little cogs and plates of metal, little rods, shiny silver and gold, brass, and they've got a wind-up thing on their backs.
Did when I used detect magic, did they? Well, I guess did the basket do any?
The basket's not magical, but yes, these birds have a.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, they don't. They don't radiate magic.
I'll wind one up.
That
and
means
just...
they must. It means they must be artifacts. Okay, you wind one up, and it starts to chirp at you, and starts shuffling its feet.
Now that he's taken it out, is it the same ones that we saw at one of the other witches' houses?
Yep, Scabathus.
Yes.
I think Mavis has those with him.
Scabath the Nightshade had some of these in her sort of ravens. No, they were in a birdcage next to her bed.
Mhm.
And they were animated and chirping away.
I don't remember. I think we investigated, and I think they were like for sending letters.
Yes, like the whole
Yeah.
sending a raven or a homing pigeon type thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, so she must have used these to send messages to Endolith.
I think you
I guess
gathered...
I'll.
Sorry, go for it, Trig.
I guess I'll just take a few,
Mhm.
just as.
There's three there,
Why
so
not?
there's three there, so one will probably fit in your backpack, given your size.
Yeah. I'll take one.
Okay, all right.
I'll grab one as well.
Okay. Clockwork bird, you
take
can
them.
put. Yep, no worries. There we go.
I'll take them. Yep.
Happy days. All right. So the three of you have got a clockwork bird each.
I guess once we take the body, Mavi's gonna send a message to someone upstairs. It's Celeste, saying no horn. Gotta keep looking. Skabaffed.
Yeah.
Dead for sure.
Should we go back upstairs, Mavis? Check that other room.
Yeah, but there are rooms over here too.
Well, yeah, go top down.
Right, we shouldn't split up. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so you head back upstairs. You can move your characters if you. Oh, unless you need me to do that.
Yeah, we're on a different floor now.
Oh
so
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
different
shift.
map.
I'll just shift you back up there, so you're back with the posse.
Okay.
And the rest of you, you hear Ungo and Mavis coming through the doorway.
So no one tried to activate the mirror or look through it or do anything with it?
I've
I
got
mean,
an
I
idea.
could try.
I don't know if you can activate it. I'm just asking if anybody tried, you know?
Do you want to have a go, Trig? See if you can figure it out. Roll an Arcana for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call out what you roll, just so that.
Unnatural 20.
Oi, boomski! All right. So you get over there and go, yes.
That'd be a
Thumb
26.
thumb and finger on your chin, and you concentrate for a moment. The mirror goes misty, and starts to become clear, as if you're sort of, breathing on a foggy surface, and it goes clear in the middle, and then goes out, and you can see this grimy cottage, dark and covered in debris all over the floor. And while you might not recognise it, the others would recognise this as the domain of Bavlorna Brightstraw, slack-jawed Lorna, who lives in a swamp but is no more.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually can read some of the runes that are sort of hidden. They're not actually written as runes. It takes a bit of looking at, but with your arcana prowess, you manage to sort of shift your mind's eye, and then it shifts again, and you see another room where there's all solid wooden walls. And looking at the rings and things, it looks like it's the inside of some sort of tree house.
Which would be Skabatha's domain, so things see each other somehow.
Yeah,
They have magical Skype.
it's the
Yeah.
it's their FaceTime.
Uh-huh. Okay.
There's a little blue tick on the side.
Okay.
Elon Musk has got his $8.
Can I use my clockwork bird to send a message to somebody?
Ooh.
Okay. And what? So you wind it up, and what are you gonna? How are you gonna do that? Sort of just whisper in its ear, or you can roll an arcana and see if you can figure it out.
I'm just gonna have a little piece of parchment,
Okay. Yep.
scribble a little note, and stick it in
Okay.
there,
Okay.
and just write a little note to my twin, who's apparently here somewhere.
Right.
And I'm just like, hey, I'm here. I'm just upstairs. I'm safe.
Okay.
Get your ass up here,
All right.
or something, right? Or send a
Okay.
message back. Just little note, and send it off.
Okay. Can you roll a arcana for me with advantage?
Arcana, with advantage.
How'd you go?
Oh, hang on. Let me actually. Ooh. Second one was natural.
Oh,
20.
nice one. Okay, so this bird sort of looks at you, chip, 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 and then sort of flaps its wings like stretching, and then flies off, launches into the sky and flies off.
Thank you.
You're not sure what's going to happen, but it seems as if it worked. And so with the 5 of you, where to from here?
So I guess when we get up to this room, Yongo and Mavis, we're like, hey, you guys done in here? Let's
Yeah, I
search the
think so.
castle.
Yeah. Ango, show the smart one the ring.
Oh yeah. Who's that?
I know we are all titans of intellect, but there's this one that seems to know his stuff.
Oh yeah. Hey, Trig, look at this ring I found. I'm just gonna show it to him. Just kind of hold it up like this.
And you can feel that it radiates magic as well. Not as much as the Ring of Shooting Stars, but it's decent.
Kind
We have another 10 minutes spare.
Well, because it lasts 10 minutes when you're, or is
Oh, this is
like
the
an hour?
this
It
is
lasts a
the
long
this is
time.
the identifier. The identifier is cast on a
Identifies,
particular
yeah.
object.
okay.
But Trig, you could
I mean-
you could start your ritual while the others go to the next room. It takes them 10 minutes to search
Yeah.
a room.
I mean, Ango, since you are being so in such a gambling mood, Helen, why don't you just put it on?
Oh, that's a bit much.
My
He's
turn in
bold,
the
not
night.
stupid.
Fine line to balance. Anyway,
Okay, well, I'll just hand it to Trig and
I
then
go
we'll
put
do
it on.
Okay, Trig, you put it on and it shrinks down to fit your finger. You don't feel any
Ooh.
different though.
ring of brinkage. There we go, Mr. Soul.
The ring is perfect fitting.
Yeah,
I'll take it off. Does it like grow again, or
it does. Goes back to a sort of fairly neutral, medium-sized creature shape.
I just hand it back?
Okay. Are you going to do your ritual, or
Yeah.
All right, well,
Uh,
he
Cast it
yeah, I
down.
didn't
guess
die
I'll-
or anything, so
Yeah, I'll ritual it and then.
okay? All right.
okay. Keep it then. Keep it for now.
Okay. And Celestial, are you wearing the Ring of Shooting Stars?
No, I think Trig still has that.
Seeing Celeste looking at it very. Well, anyway, Trig will just silently pass it over.
Hand Celeste a napkin. You've got a bit of drool out the side of your mouth there. Okay.
She'll kind of smile and give a little nod and put it on.
Little
Nice.
galaxy just zipping through some Milky Way. Spilling
Okay.
over.
All right. Now I didn't see in the handout. It should have said whether it was attunement or not. I'm assuming so.
It's
I think it is,
not.
Is it not?
Shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I
doesn't.
think it does.
Oh wait. Oh no, it does. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
thinking
right.
in the wrong place.
Okay.
Requires attunement outdoors at night. Well,
Yeah,
just
attunement
find a
is
window.
Very specific.
Takes a long rest and short rest anyway, so that's good to watch.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we have entire castle. There's probably battle still raging on downstairs. What are we doing?
Go check this room to the east, past the orrery.
Okay.
Right.
Obviously, going to be a treasure room around here, right? Never enough treasure.
I'll move the four of you across. Trig, do you want to just pause? You can see them. They're only like 30 feet away. Do you want to continue your ritual here or on this ring while they...
Yeah, Trig will
we're not
do it
castle,
in
we
the
wait the 10 minutes.
opening and just.
Okay. Mavis, you're at the front. You can see
No,
two doors.
No. I'm last.
Ungo will sneak up on a door and try to listen.
Okay. Can you do a perception for me?
It's 8, apparently.
Okay. Okay, you listen at the door and you can't hear anything, any noise coming from outside, although you can hear the thunder and rain a little bit louder than what you otherwise could going through the last couple of rooms.
Glancing behind him to see if people look ready. He will then try to carefully open the door.
Okay. I'll move the door for you first, and then. One second. There we go. Okay, so you see a small half-circle room with an arched opening doorway going out to the east further, and it clearly goes outside onto some sort of landing. Within this room there's bottles, glass bottles filled with crackling lightning. They're lining wooden bookcases along the walls of the chamber. The open archway leads to a stone balcony overlooking an amphitheatre way below you. And you realise that this is probably maybe the balcony that you saw Enderlin watching your performance from. Remember, she was up on the little, I don't know the word for those little Waldorf and Stedler Muppets places. And that's where she was watching you with her little spyglass on a stick.
Oh, go look outside.
There's a stack and you can see it's open skies. Every now and then lightning strikes down and hits the metal frame that forms a dome over the theatre, which you know powers these contraptions that move the stage around and shift different areas from around the place.
So, what's going on down there? Did the allies show up yet?
You can hear sounds of battle, but it doesn't. It sounds like there's some cheers and things going on. It sounds like there's been a victory.
Do you guys think we should let them know that they shouldn't kill absolutely everyone, that there's some civilians in here?
That's their business.
Yeah, they will figure it out.
Yeah.
I think I did.
You did?
I sent a message.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you put that in the message? Don't slaughter everyone?
Oh, I told them about me, not you guys.
Okay, so then just stroll confidently back out here. Well, there's some bottled lightning, and I can see down below.
Yep.
And looks like things are going okay.
Yep. There's a desk and a chair. Large wooden desk, and there's a stack of parchment. And the stack of parchment seems to flap and flutter as if there's a strong wind, and there's a stone paperweight shaped like a toad. Scattered on the desk are ink pots, ink-stained quills. There's a rusty cage hanging from the ceiling, and it's got 3 folded-up paper cranes within it. And they sort of flap about like moths banging against the side of the cage.
And some magical stuff. And then I'll go to the other door.
Okay. Does anyone else want to go with magically inclined? Want to go and investigate that before I move to Ungo in the next door? Glister, you're there.
Does the bottles of lightning travel? Can you take them and throw them at people?
Not sure, but it certainly looks cool. But you can just take you can go.
As long as it looks cool, I'm gonna take at least one.
How big
I'm
are they?
barely give
Will they
it a
fit in my
second glance.
backpack?
So, Glister, you're in the room. You have a look around, and the bottles are just half the height of a wine bottle, but about the same thickness. And so fairly easily would one of those pick up, and looks like something that you could throw. Not too it's not like throwing a flagon or anything like that. You could.
Is it like one of those like a Tesla coil thingies, or is it like some liquid?
No, there's just sort of there's sort of like a lightning, a bolt of lightning, but rather than it being just a flash, it's bouncing off the sides like a pinball machine.
If
How
anything,
many of those could I fit in my backpack?
Let's say each one's a pound. Easily 10. I don't know how full your backpack is.
Oh, I don't really have much because.
Ah, you don't have a backpack. You've just been rescued from jail, so
Damn, I don't
Yeah.
have anything.
that's actually a good thing. Did we see anything that looked like a hold for items from prisoners?
no, you didn't. There's plenty of gear downstairs in the change rooms for the actors.
Celeste is going to join Glister in that room and kind of like check out the desk and see if there's any important information and kind of check the drawers and stuff.
Okay.
Is there a backpack in here?
Yeah. Celeste and Glister, what are your passive perceptions?
Mine is 16.
Okay.
That is a really good question. 16.
Yours is 16 as well. Yep. Okay. I just remembered it was on your token. We usually have the convention of name dash passive perception, so I don't have to ask. It tends to raise the alarm bells whenever I say,
Not very passive anymore.
"How good are you at detecting invisibility?" Let us see. Okay. Bottles of crackling lightning.
Hopefully we're both pretty good at it.
So Celeste, what were you having a look at?
Like all around the desk and stuff in the
Oh,
drawers.
that's right. Yeah, okay. So you can see that the birds that are within the cage have got writing on them. It looks like a letter that's then been folded up into a bird and somehow enchanted, but not set loose or whatnot.
Open one up and read it.
Okay, you open it up and it goes to fly off and dart out. You will have to try and snatch for it.
Okay. What would you like me to do for that?
You can use a reaction to do a roll to hit.
Okay.
Okay, for me, you to do strength or dexterity for that.
Figure out the best way to do this. Do you want me to just like roll in acrobatics?
Yeah, sure. We'll include proficiency in that. Okay, so you snatch it and it sort of flutters and sort of unfolds itself. The little door slams, not slams, but slides shut because you lift it up to let the bird out and to reach in, and it sort of dashed out. But the other two are still in there. You have a letter in your hand. You can have a look at it. It's still sort of struggling with you. My darling Bav, Scab had the horn, but either lost or forgot it. Her head's so full of cobwebs, I imagine what she'll find, what she's going to be like once she's fully senile. Your favourite sister, End.
Can I grab another letter?
Yes, there are.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to grab another one.
Okay. It's going to try and dart out. If you miss, Glister, your second slip there just in case.
Yeah, I'll be there ready.
15?
Okay, yep, you grab it. This one, again, in the spidery script of Endlin Moongrave that you've seen. Dearest Scab, Mummy's little warlock spy was happy to betray her companions and reveal that Kelek, Zargash and the others are conspiring to betray us, but fear not. Their plots will not succeed. Even now, an outside force promises to rid us of the whole stinking lot. What's important is that the cauldron remains safe. Let me know how you wish to proceed. Your beloved sister, End.
Okay.
I'll post
So
the text.
Scabba seems to have a loss.
I'll post those into the chat so that for others that can know what's going on.
Sargash and others are from the League of Villains or whatever they were called, right?
Yeah, the League of Malevolence.
Yeah.
And I might as well try to read the third one too while I'm there.
Okay.
They seem to have some good information.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh.
Go, Glissa.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope you're ready to grab this one. This one slips through my fingers.
13.
Okay, let me see. I have to check armor class. You hit it. Exactly.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay, this one is not addressed to Scabatha. Same spidery script. Lord Kalek. I have written a new play titled The Agonies of Alagarthus. It's a tragic tale inspired by real-life misfortune that I think you might enjoy. You and the other members of the League of Malevolence are invited to Motherhorn to watch a live performance. Your missing colleague, Skylar, has been my guest for some time, I'm afraid, though. She's worn out her welcome. In exchange for my generosity, I'm hoping you can take her off my hands until our next meeting, Enderlin.
Did we meet Skylar?
We've heard the name Skyla before, right?
You have. Apparently she's some sort of warlock, a member of the League of Malevolence.
Have we met her in the palace? Because we met some other actors that are awaiting our audience, I think.
I don't think you've met... you may have met someone saying that their name was Skylar, but she didn't sort of ring as a warlock or a League of Malevolence member either. She seemed to be having a blast and living it up as a prima donna.
I'm gonna yell for everyone else to come into the room and kind of relay all that information. Kind of reread the letters to them.
Okay.
Glista, you've been here for a while. Have you had anyone by that name?
Would
Being
I
the
have
other
played a
person?
Skylar?
Yeah, Skylar is someone who has chosen to leave the League of Malevolence, or not sort of betray them or anything, but not carry on and hang out here. And she's seems to have been enjoying this whole performance gig.
So not as a prisoner.
Oh, so now they don't want to hear anymore because she's enjoying herself.
Glista, can you roll an insight for me?
17.
Okay. So you think that she's up to something and definitely trying to conceal some other motivation different to what she's, how she's behaving or how she was behaving with Enderlin.
Yeah, there's more to it than meets the eye.
She had her own little scheme. Bottled lightning.
The most interesting part of all those letters was a reference to the cauldron, I think. I don't know what the hell that
Or the
is.
unicorn horn.
Yeah.
Well, they just said they don't know where it is.
I mean,
No,
all
they
the-
said Scabatha has it.
Yeah, but we
They
found the
said
letter.
Scabatha lost it.
True.
Yeah,
But maybe
we
it's at
found-
her house, lost.
Yeah, but we
What
found
are
the
you
letter.
saying, Mavis?
We found the letter in Scabatha's office saying that the other one has it and lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yep.
Something like,
It's-
oh no, dear sister, she's lying to you. She has it.
I
Something like
think
that.
we know for sure that it is somewhere.
Yes.
There's also these papers under the toad weight. Celeste, you said you were investigating the desk itself.
Yep.
And it's very lifelike, made of stone, bumpy, and the parchment under it are waiting, look like the same paper that the birds you've been reading, but obviously, unfolded and no writing on them.
Okay.
But it looks like they're fluttering in the same way as the birds are, trying to get out from under the stone toad.
Yeah, I might leave it then. I was gonna take the toad, but I think if I take the toad, all the papers will fly away. So
There's Abatha's office that mentioned a cauldron. Says the cauldron's the thing during the time freeze in magic. So that's what they use to freeze the Vilna and all everybody. Yes.
Okay. So what I remember, the horn is the only thing that can freeze a Vilna. But then,
Yeah,
if that's
and
the case, why are they hiding the cauldron?
I don't know. Well, because somebody could always kill that other unicorn and take the other horn. Glister told us that Endlin has the horn, actually, when we rescued her.
Lester, do you know anything about this?
Yes.
It's something I overheard.
Did you see it?
I don't remember. You'll have to remind me. What was the Glister reference?
So I just have a note here that when we found Glister in her cell,
Yes.
she told us that Endlin has the horn. The Endlin is invincible until an eclipse occurs, and agreed that maybe her and her sister could make an eclipse, and then told us where Endlin's chambers are.
Yes. So Glister, that's your understanding, is that Endlin had said that she had the horn, or that she had a horn. You'd overheard her saying it, but you hadn't seen it. You hadn't laid eyes on it.
All right.
Yeah, it's something I've just heard.
Hearsay.
In any case, has it? She probably has it with her. Doesn't seem like a sort to put anything in a bank or a safe.
Probably got it. Well, let's kick open this next door.
yeah, I'm gonna take one more look around this room and see if there's anything else of interest.
Okay.
Trig finished with that ring yet?
Oh yeah. So Trig. Trig, you've finished your snooping, your investigations, and you think this is a ring of protection, which will increase your armor class as well as your saving throws.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you're, back caught up with the party, and you can see that they're in a room mucking around with some flying birds and reading papers and rifling through desks and drawers and things. Celeste. You think that the wooden boards laid across the rafters, you can see some sort of light or movement, maybe a bit of dust falling down from between the boards.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out for sure.
Okay. It's not the roof. You can't just reach from where you are. How are you gonna? You can having a look at it. You think that's these boards are not just like lining a solid ceiling.
Is Slapney technically still here
Yes.
for me to be like, give me a boost?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, you could just walk up the wall.
I could actually. Yeah, I have slippers of spider climbing,
Okay, so dum 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 dum. You just
that I've never used.
yeah. Here we go.
There you go.
I had visions of whoever got these slippers in every fight, just avoiding melee by walking up the wall and standing there on the ceiling.
Yeah. That's the thing to do.
But a lot of the battles have all been outdoors, to be fair.
Yes.
Okay, so you walk up the wall after being reminded you don't need a boost, and you can see there's floorboards just laid here. What do you want to do?
You said there's a little space. I'm gonna kind of try to like peek
Okay, yeah. So
Behind
every
them.
now and then there's a flash of lightning that you hear, and you see a little flash of light through the crack in the floorboards.
I'm gonna try to move one and see what happens.
Okay, you give it a bit of a nudge, and it looks like that while a few of them are laid and nailed on, there's a section of them that are loose but attached together to one another, so they form like a trapdoor that can be lifted up.
Okay, I'm gonna lift it up and kind of carefully peek in the room.
Okay. Now I'm going to use the same space as what we have here, because you go up into an area that is, 10, 20, 30 feet across, and there's a belfry directly above this tower, and it forms like a giant metal cage, just like the ones that you've seen around the place. It's it's a little it's got a strange smell about it, one that you might not recognise. You could roll nature, I guess, if you
Okay.
to try and identify it. Okay.
10.
All right. You don't detect the exact creature, but it seems reptilian or serpentine. It's that sort of smell.
Ooh.
The sort of smell you might be familiar with.
Sorry.
Okay, so where was I? Remind
Weird
me.
smell in the room.
Weird smell in the room. Weird cage. You looks like you're in the inside of a cage. There is a hole about 10 feet wide in the side of it. The bars are just broken. There is a straw all over the floor, and straw all over the floor, and there's a glass cabinet off to one side against the far wall that's protected from the elements. It's a little bit grimy. There's a bit of a square above it of metal. This is just you poking your head up through the trapdoor, Celeste.
I'm gonna climb up and I'm gonna check out that cabinet.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of like poke my head back down and look at Glister and be like, there's a whole other room up here. Come check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna come up with it.
Okay. So what I'll do is to make it a little easier to manage. I'll just Glister, you're in the room. Celeste, you're in the room. I'll just move Slatney out. Trig, if you want to come through, feel free to fly on in to position yourself where you want to be. Glister and Celeste, you're back up the top. You can hear Slatney, Ungo and Mavis down below. I think Trigger's just like a mosquito, flies like just arms and legs hanging down, no wings. Just like hovers up like a little mini, I don't know, not Superman, Baron Harkonnen. Celeste, Blister, Trig. What do you want to do? You're up here.
I'm gonna check out the glass cabinet.
Okay.
Can we see very well up here?
You can. Well, it's twilight, so it's not.
Yeah.
Twilight's dim light, so it's disadvantage to perception checks. To be fair, just because it's not lit, you're easy to spot stuff, easy to miss stuff. But every now and then there's a flash of lightning, and everything is in stark light. You can hear Slatney down below. You're right up there. I don't know if that's his voice or not. I'm describing.
I think I shed light where I'm a constellation.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the radiance comes out, lighting up the area, good enough for you to see, and you can see that the glass cabinet is covered in grime, so it's pretty filthy, exposed to the outside, but not directly under the rain.
Oh, okay. So there's like cracks in the ceiling and stuff. We're a bit under the elements here.
Well, think of it that you're in the side of this castle, and there's a turret or a belfry that's open and out to one side, but there's still one wall that's slightly curved as that curved domed roof. So part of the ceiling and wall of this belfry is solid stone, but probably more than 2/3 of it is just open cage.
And is there anything in the glass case?
You can't really see through the grime.
I'm going to look back and say, does anybody have anything to clean this?
Any Windex?
Any prestidigitation?
Any chucks?
I don't have anything.
Scourer?
Hey, I'm going to take the sleeve of my robe and just
Okay.
kind of wipe it.
A squidgy? Okay, all right. So you give it a rub, and you know it cleans off fairly easy. It's not, it's grime, but you know you can wipe a small area, and the glow that you're emitting, you know, you can lights up inside, and you can see that there's two pegs coming out of the wall and a rusty old sword hanging inside it. It's got a few nicks in it, and from what you can see, it's pitted and whatnot. Trig, you're up.
Can I grab the sword?
The solid glass cabinet, no door.
Okay.
And I'll just throw to Trig, you're up there as well.
Yeah.
Anything? What would you be doing at this time? There's also the little square above, and also the rest of the cage and area.
What's the square above?
It looks like so you lift up and fly over and have a look.
Yeah.
Get close, and you can see that there's a square, and you can see it's probably a brass plaque, not a blast plaque. Maybe engraved, but again grimy, and we need a bit of wipe off to figure out what it says.
I guess. He rubs at it with his sleeve.
Okay.
See if he can get anything off.
It's the thing to do. It's all the rage, and you give it a rub off, and it says, "In case of emergency, break glass." Glister, you're over at the wall, at the other side of this belfry, and whatever was in here was more than 10 feet across. Whatever was in here, you know, there's a broken cage, and looking at these bars, they're probably more like beams, you know, maybe a few inches thick, solid metal, and they are twisted and bent outwards. Oh, we're not getting any audio from you.
I'd say somebody didn't break the glass.
Yeah.
So I'm going to walk across to the glass
Okay.
and give it a punch.
Punch it. Boosh. Okay.
Break the glass.
You haven't really seen Glister punch things yet. Do you want to do a roll to hit for us? Okay,
15.
you hit it. Can you roll a damage roll?
9.
All right. So Glister just snaps out a back fist and smashes this thing to smithereens, and then sort of calmly pulls the fist back in. And standing before you is this maybe 6 foot long sword. The handle is maybe 2 feet long. And even beyond the handle, it's not sharp. There's a bit of a grip on either side of the crossguard. It's big. It's great.
Great. An all-right sword.
Yeah.
I don't think I can use that. I'm going to go have a look at the cage now. Just in case anybody wants the sword.
Have a look at the cage, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the cage. The belfry is the cage.
Oh, the belfry is the cage.
Yes, so whatever was in
Oh.
here, whatever was caged in this area was big.
I think I'm gonna grab the sword
Okay.
if nobody else is, and I'm gonna kind of like hang down from the ceiling and be like, "I found this sword. Can anybody use this?"
I'm not
Under
sure.
like Ungo
I know
and
Not
Mavis.
really.
Slapney's probably the only one who.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
got-
not
That's
sure
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would be even able to lift it.
Yeah,
No.
I being small, I can't really use a heavy weapon.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
Yeah.
it's twice your size.
Slapney sort of, gets his twitchy pectoral muscles, and says, "I can probably use this."
Perfect. I'm gonna pass it to him.
Okay. Bloody hell! How long's it been? Took you blokes ages to get to me.
Hmm?
You
Is
hear
that the sword?
The sword talks.
Oh my god.
I cast Dispel Magic on the sword. I'm joking. But maybe it's gonna jump back, like, with no
Come
karate
on!
hands up.
We better
ready
get a
for
crack
fight.
on. The bloody Jabberwock's on the loose.
I knew it was
Yeah,
the Jabberwock.
Ah,
Turn around and say, hello. Excuse me?
The Jabberwocky, mate.
And I'm gonna say we ran into the Jabberwocky a while ago. It almost took out our balloon.
Crikey!
Is that
Nah, you-
your job?
No,
Is it your job to stop it?
Oh yeah, let me at him. Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I'll hang out with you guys. It's been so long. I've been hanging in that bloody wall for donkeys.
What?
Okay, well when we get out of here, we'll go find the Jabberwocky for you.
All right. Well, what I reckon we should do is find the tracks and track it down. It's a flying creature, but
Would you be up for killing some other stuff in the meantime as well?
oh,
Sharpen your edge a little bit.
only
Get you in a fighting shape?
oh, come on! Only those that deserves it.
How about some evil hags?
Hags, eh? Hags. You got to watch out for those. They're creepy little critters.
Yeah.
And as Slapney's holding this sword, the rust starts to fall away, and vines grow from the handle and sort of wrap around Slapney's wrists, enforcing the grip that he has on this sword. They also twirl and twist up the sword, and the previously dull metal gleams green, brilliant emerald green, and purple. The pommel is grime falls away, and you're presented with this sort of pink and lavender rose.
Oh, beautiful. You're a very pretty sword.
Yeah, you can't see Ungo's face with his mask on, but Mavis just standing near him hears a very quiet shiny.
Sharp.
My mates call me Snickersnack.
Snickersnack.
Snicker snack. Well, nice to meet you, Snicker snack.
I mean, if they call you that, they're probably not your friends, but whatever.
My nickname with my mates is Headlopper.
Headlopper. Snickersnack the headlopper.
Oh yeah. That's my raisin
That's
detra.
perfect. That sounds like a perfect sword for Slapney the pot dodger.
Yeah.
Slapney Company of the Pot,
I speak all kinds of
Dodger,
languages.
wielder of Snickersnack the Headlopper.
Alright.
Okay.
There we have prigs, Roggenok, flowers, bees, and a sword. Are we missing any animate or inanimate object?
Oil
Everything
can.
talks-
Oil can.
everything talks back.
Okay.
Oil cans. Yep.
And the ghoul. The ghoulish emo.
Oh yeah. the pig face, was it?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Sow pig.
Sour pig, yeah. Sour pig.
There was a tree.
Clapper
All right.
claw.
Well, I guess.
That's settled.
we should-
Once we are
He's-
done here, guys, we're opening up a menagerie.
Well, I know that bloody dragon has headed off to the palace, so reckon we better get cracking.
Uh-huh.
Okay, before I hop
You know,
down
the best
from
way to get to that tower.
One of you's better blow the horn.
Horn. Do we have a horn? Which horn?
So that's.
There is-
do
there-
you
there
see
is-
the horn?
There is no horn, but looking around at the very apex of the belfry, there is a large bell.
That's not a horn.
is that the horn?
Yeah, and it was a bit. Although the place was lit, it says, "Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Ring the bell. Toll the bell within this spire to journey to your heart's desire."
Oh, okay. I think we're gonna look around a
okay.
bit more first.
Yep.
Oh, I'm getting a bit toey.
Just put a lid on it.
I mean, we could put you back in the cabinet if you
Oh
prefer.
yeah. Let's not play fast and loose. Let's not play fast and loose with cabinet threats.
All right, so we're gonna take a look around and then
Oh,
we'll
Glista,
ring the bell.
You're on mute again.
It's always good to have a good plan first. Now let's look around.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, all right. I am nothing if not patient.
Yes, you've waited this long. You can wait a little bit longer.
Oh, wait. This is important. Talking sword. Do you know any giantesses?
Oh yes.
Well, there's these creatures. If you go real quiet and come around from downwind, they're called Fomorians. Ugly as all shit, but their heart's in the right place.
Are they big?
Alright.
Oh, huge.
Perfect.
Where can you find one of those?
Well, they sort of live all hereabouts in the mountains.
The mountains. Got it. Well, thank you. You are not a complete waste of space.
It's very useful.
There you go.
So about this door.
Ungo. Yes. Let me open this door for you.
There's a red thing.
A red light.
Looking redder than the other red thing.
There's lots
like
of- yeah.
especially red.
This whole palace or whole lair is lit by these red torches, so it gives it a quite an eerie, magenta glow. But it's a similar, when you have the two towers over at the archway, traditional castle type thing. So there's another one mirroring the top one below, so another half circle, and the castle turret has a 40-foot high balcony, again overlooking the Motherhorn's amphitheatre. However, looking through the archway, you see this enormous wooden bird-like creature perched on the parapets overlooking. It has a round bird's head with beady eyes, a metal beak, and leathery wings, sort of stitched with leather, folded against its chassis. And atop the bird, fashioned as part of its back, is what looks like a leather saddle, like what you would see on a horse.
Whoa. Ungo takes off his mask, drops it on the ground, and goes, "Oh, guys! It's like waving Mavis over here.
Right? What? Oh.
It's a flying machine.
Might be, or might be you lit your coffin. How do you know this thing flies?
It's got a saddle.
That doesn't mean it flies. That means it's got a saddle.
I mean, men's got a logic there. If it's got a saddle, it needs to be ridden. Wow. Yeah, that does not look safe there.
All right.
Again.
All right.
That looks so cool.
It's actually got little wires, so the beak open and closes based on wires that pull, and that all over, every sort of bone of the bird, of the ornithopter, is all wired up, but there's no body on it. It looks like a frame.
Why I can appreciate the macabre nature of the construction. You know what? Could I use my vast, non-existent engineering knowledge to see if it can actually hold up in the air?
Sure. You can roll Arcana or a straight intelligence,
I'll go for it.
unless you've got some other proficiency.
14.
Okay. You get in, have a look at it, maybe touch a couple of little wires or whatnot. You think that so long as it's not carrying too much weight, this should be able to carry a person or two.
Uh-huh. You said it's only like 40 feet down to the stage, right?
Yeah.
Ungo's like, I'll be fine, and he jumps on it.
Okay.
Yep. And the moment he jumps on it, I'm gonna push it so it goes.
Okay.
Yeah! Let's go!
All right.
I'm going to try to fly over the stage, so if I fall off, I'll land on something.
Now we'll be fine, and slop, and go.
Okay. Ungo, can you roll... have you got any proficiency or thing that you're going to try and do to control this thing? It does, and the wind catches the wings, and it starts to sort of catch...
I don't know, maybe acrobatics? I don't...
Yeah, you can try acrobatics and try
Do you have
to...
any vehicle proficiency?
I'm just going to try to, wiggle around and try to stay level.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Despite the wind and so on.
Go for it.
And you're
17.
small, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you do is you use your balance skills to sort of surf the thing, and it starts to nosedive straight into this sort of lightning cage above the frame, above the amphitheatre, and you shift your weight quite dexterously to your back foot, and like a skateboard, the thing sort of auto-corrects, and then you can quickly sit down and flip yourself into the saddle, and your feet sort of naturally land on what look like two, like big Harley pedals. And with that, you sort of grab some reins or levers and things, and after a short moment, you seem to make a mental connection to this thing, Pandora style, and it seems to then obey. You go, holy crap, level up, and it does. It starts to obey your spoken directions.
Nice. Maybe he's gonna send a
That's
message
awesome.
to you. Wow, that was gnarly. Did I even say tubular?
Yes, Ungo circles the two towers and yells, Cowabunga!
All right, so and this thing is flying. It flaps its wings. It's not really, it's not super fast. It's got a speed of 30, the same as a regular person walking, or run, dashing, but it's flying. So the terrain, doesn't matter. So you're not held up. You very quickly traverse across these mountains.
Cool.
I'll go back to the rest of the party and say, well, Ango couldn't take it. He just jumped off the ledge. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb down from the attic thing and look and see Ungo flying around.
Okay. Well, even from above in the belfry, you hear this cowabunga, and flying above you, because you're above the level of where
Yeah, and we
everyone
can
else is.
see.
You would see
Yeah.
Ungo go sailing past in the open air, standing surfing on this bird.
Yeah, so we're like, there he goes.
Is that
Celeste is not surprised.
all right? Yeah. So Ungo's out there doing his Red Bull aero air show.
So, do you see any big ladies from up there?
You do think in the distance.
Everybody looks tiny.
In the distance, Ungo, you can see a bank of clouds at the ring of
Yep.
mountains within this, and above those clouds, in the twilight, you can see a gleaming white citadel.
Did you say in the clouds?
Above the clouds.
Or behind them?
Yeah, behind.
Above the clouds.
Beyond them.
Beyond. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be the palace, I guess.
Cool.
So,
So, hey, Sword,
Uh,
you say that bell can take us to wherever we want?
who are you asking, Celeste?
The sword.
Ah. Heart's Desire, mate.
What?
What?
Zybilna's palace.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, it's the name of the place. Okay.
The Palace of Heart's Desire.
Ah!
Is that what that is in the distance?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I guess that's the
I
short.
reckon that's the way that the Jabberwock will be though. Eyes out, eyes up.
I'm pretty sure we saw it a couple of
Yeah.
dimensions. I don't know how to call it, realms earlier.
Yeah, it knocked me out of the balloon.
Oh, it doesn't like competition. Large
I
flying.
don't like it very much either.
Large flying creatures. I've seen it take out a dragon.
Maybe he's gonna think to himself a little bit about Ango and then just okay, never mind. Well, yeah. Before we go, let's clean up, meet up with our little army, let them know everything's safe,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
I
and
wanna
check the other rooms.
Lie down.
fly down. Yeah.
Take a long rest.
Ungo wants to fly down to
Oh,
the
fly down.
stage and see if he can find any of the anybody down there. What's going on down there?
You do see, as you're flying out over the landscape, that docked against one of the other towers in the place, a little bit lower down, probably at a couple of floors down, is a shop basket with a balloon made of storm cloud. You've seen this before, and it flew away, and you see the same thing again, now docked here. There was 2 darklings staffing the
Charm?
shop last time.
Charm and trinket.
Yeah.
But you said there was some cheering,
Yes.
and maybe some kind of victory. Do I see any of this?
Yeah, you see a bunch of Kored doing some sort of capoeira dance.
Okay, well then that's what Ungo wants to do. He wants to fly down to them to just check in.
Okay. All right. They give you the thumbs up. Everything's cool. Victory
Right.
is ours.
Yeah, so he's just going to tell him that, we defeated Skabatha, but Endelin escaped. We think to the palace.
Well, the
Hold down hold down the castle and we'll go after her.
Okay. Well, the Briganox and the Corred have a bit of a conference, and they agree that the Corred will secure the castle. This one, the Briganox will secure the grounds below, because there's lots of tunnels and dungeons and things beneath, and there's things needing mopping up. The elder,
It's pretty presumptuous dividing my castle between themselves.
and and the elder Briganock says that goes to Trig and says, "Trig, how have you?"
Did you guys come downstairs?
Yeah, I presume everyone's all sort of met up.
Yeah.
And Trig says, and the elder says, "Trig, how have you fared with these leaders, with this group?"
Pretty well. They. I can't do that voice.
Know my pain.
Are you up for carrying on? Are you up for carrying on to the Palace of Heart's Desire with them?
Yes. I
Enthusiastically.
Okay. Yes. All right. And he's gone.
He's gone.
All right.
Hi, little fella.
So they beseech Trig to to continue while it's quite a threat. They ask him to go with the party, representing them in this. Glister. Walking out from the crowd is Gleam, who you've not seen for a long time now. And Gleam approaches, goes to give you a hug. It's been so long.
Yes.
Maybe he's gonna whisper to him and go, "Don't look directly at it. You're gonna go blind."
And Gleam offers to either could do the same thing, stay here, or leave it open for the party. Could also accompany the party to the palace if that's where you intend to go.
I think Gleam should come with, so we
Yeah, I
can
think they should come
eclipse
with
if we have to.
I mean, if anything, you deserve at least one punch in on that stupid hag. So.
Okay, it's just gone 10 o'clock. We normally go to about 11 or just after. Should we take a 10-minute break, or 15 minutes break, just enough to get a coffee or whatnot?
Yep, go with me.
Okay. All right. Pause here and
sure we go. Ungo's going to ask the group, our allies, if they found anything interesting in the castle.
Oh yeah, what was the ring? The Ungo's ring.
Ring of protection.
All right.
Yep. All right.
Oh yes,
All right.
we found a fantastic sword, and we introduced them to meet Snickersnack.
Yes.
I'm going to ask the Briganox and the Corrid if while they were fighting, if they found anything interesting in the castle.
Okay. All right. We'll do that when we.
We didn't search the whole castle.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Back shortly.
I think I've got to go.
Okay. All right. No worries.
Oh.
Yep. See you next time.
Okay.
By the way,
Yeah.
Give Ungo his ring back before you go. You get that ring back.
Oh yeah, you can have the ring.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You can have the ring.
Okay.
Okay.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
So Trig chose not to continue with the party.
Yeah. Well,
Came
For
back.
the time being.
You have no idea. These things they're a fickle creature. These Fey.
He's very staggered.
Yeah.
Can't trust him.
So to with us being back from the break, just to try to move things along and also summarise where you're at. You met up with the other Fae that were helping you to take the castle. They've done a stellar job in securing the place. You've determined that you take a bit of a rest, recover from your ordeals and travails of the last few hours, and regroup, and then set off to the next part of the adventure, of your adventure, and in so doing, had a bit of a party, bit of a celebration with the Fae. The Briganox are fond of their wine, and the Corred are fond of their dance. So together, it's a bit of a party.
We cracked open a bottle of that wine.
Oh yeah, that Elvish wine. There was 6 bottles or so of that to pass around, and
Maybe crack open a bottle of lightning.
There were eight of those bottles of wine, and Uncle put all of them in his backpack.
Those goblins always so sneaky.
Let's see, and
now I'm constantly with my twin, by the way.
yes, you've met back up, and compared notes, and I think one of the things that we left open was whether Gleam was going to stay with the castle or go with the rest of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gleam should come with, in case we run into Endlin, and then we can
Oh yeah, and
have
since
the
we are
eclipse.
having since we are having a party, Maggie's gonna sing the come join the party for a while song that I posted in the Discord. a
Oh
while
yeah.
back. Yeah, I locking with Gleam and Trig, dedicating the song to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you give your lend your bardic skills to enhance this experience, and you're all level 7.
Yeah.
So, Celeste, what do you get from going up? Like, I know 4th level spells. That's probably the big one.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I get.
Yeah. So, which is a big deal for spell slingers.
But most importantly, I got to attune to my ring.
So you've got your ring of shooting stars now. Very
Yeah.
appropriate ownership. What about you, Mavis?
I took Polymorph at 4th level, and I'm also thinking of switching one of my earlier spells, but haven't decided yet.
Right. And so, Celeste, what's your did you prepare a 4th level spell for today? Or do you prepare?
I did. Yep. Which one I just chose is a good question.
Or are you going to surprise us by flinging out some sort of...
I might be surprising myself because I don't remember. I took Blight.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
Blight.
nice.
That's quite biblical.
Yeah.
Right. I did that once with a celestial... What are they called? Asimar. Took Infestation so that I could fling locusts and Blight and, a paladin / sorcerer to...
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, very nice. So Blight, cool.
I switched out one of my 1st level spells for another healing spell
Okay.
because I seem to have become the healer.
Yeah, no cleric. No, there's been a long time since there was a cleric in the party. Glister, how about you?
I got evasion and stillness of the mind.
That's right. Evasion is dexterity, dodge, say.
Yeah, I only take
half
half
or-
damage
Yeah.
on a saving throw and take no damage. Oh, how's that go?
Half or none.
Half or none.
Yeah,
Yep.
great.
And stillness of the mind, I can remove charmed or frightened.
Yeah,
when they
it's quite
catch.
surprising when a fireball goes off, everyone's sort of dusting off all the charcoal and the monk is standing there with a twinkle in the eye.
Yep.
And Ungo?
I posted in the roll 20, but the main thing is advantage on initiative, and I ignore difficult terrain.
Okay.
And then also on the first turn of combat, I get advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not yet acted.
Right. Assassin style, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think you were interested in having a little discussion with Skylar. Let me see. All right, so I can show you what Skylar sort of a handout for Skylar. But when you meet her, she's dressed, she's looking very dark and ominous there, very tyrannical. Whereas when you meet her, she's dressed in full makeup, acting gear. And she says, "Hello, I hear you're interested in a chat."
Is somebody gonna chat?
Yeah.
I don't remember what we were wanting to chat to her about.
Well, for one, she's member or former member of the League of Malevolence that supposedly betrayed them, but Gleam seems to have picked up on the fact that she might not be as honest with her intentions in the castle as she was pretending to. So,
Yeah, so I'm going to ask her what she was doing here.
Ah, yes. Well, Kelek is on a bit of a crusade. All he really wants is a magic staff, and he's enlisted Warduke as a bodyguard. This enormous oaf of a warrior uses a flaming sword. Runs around in this ridiculous helmet, but
Bless you.
yeah, I just have had enough of all this. Of these schemes. I was not really interested in finding a staff for Kelek, and not really interested in hanging out with them. Being around them anymore.
So why Endelin's castle then?
Well, this is as far as we got when we parted ways. So I've pretty much stayed here rather than striking out on my own.
Insight check.
Yep. Okay.
so while she's talking, I didn't see it in our handouts. I'm pretty sure we got like a letter describing the League of Malevolence and their relationships with each other. Like, someone cannot be killed because someone else is protecting them, but they're hated by that guy, kind of thing.
Right.
If you could post it.
Oh, I can't remember.
I didn't see it in the handouts. Might have been in the chat.
Possibly.
I wrote down this.
Yeah, that's the stuff basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Okay. I can post you a picture.
Mhm.
Copy. It won't be on the main chat, but I can post it into Discord for you. I'll use our pictures for a minute. So that's her, and she goes by the moniker Charmaine now.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, sorry for the interruption. Cersei, take it away.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, I'm not too sure what you're asking."
I'm gonna say, what knowledge do you have of the Hourglass Coven?
The Hourglass Coven. Well, I'm not really interested in the Hourglass Coven at all, although I am subject to the hospitality of Enderlin, which I understand has now been driven off.
Yeah, so one might say you are subject to our hospitality.
Enderlin, one of her skills was revealing most likely futures. And I was witness to my most likely future, which was to be fatally betrayed by the other members of my own party, the League of Malevolence. So, as you were probably all, if you all had your future divined by someone who, with those abilities, then, well, I had to do something about it. So
you'd rather just hide here like a coward and not do something about it?
Well, Kellic is not one to be trifled with. So I defected and took refuge at Motherhorn here.
Yeah, but by doing that, haven't you already prevented
You've
your
already
fate?
lost.
Yeah, like, you cannot be betrayed by them, since you're not part of them anymore. You don't trust them, so they cannot betray you trust.
Yeah, true. This could be. The threads of destiny may have already been split.
Does she know where they are?
She says at least two of them are in. Maybe three are in Zybilna's castle.
Three of them.
Yeah.
I think we met one of your friends.
A mage,
Short guy.
a wizard.
Kind of. No, a short guy, kind of stubby attitude.
Oh no, he was off in thither somewhere. We lost track. We parted ways.
I think Celeste, you're intimate with him. Like, befriended, close friends.
Who was this?
You killed him.
The guy. Yeah, you killed him.
Oh,
You killed one of
Yeah.
the League of Malevolence members. Remember the assassin that leapt out of the rocks, and the unicorn glade.
And you.
oh, yes.
He was a half orc, I think.
I don't know, for some reason I
Hey.
thought he was small. Yeah.
Tried to cut the unicorn's head off.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was coming for the horn.
While everyone else was like 500 feet away.
Yeah.
1,000.
Sounds like he deserved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was looking for a unicorn's horn, just like you all were, but he was willing to kill a unicorn to get one.
I'm gonna ask Skyla if she's seen the unicorn horn.
She believes that it was taken to the castle, Palace of Heart's Desire.
All right, everything seems to point towards there.
I don't
Looks like that's where we're
She
going.
thinks that Kelek stole it from Enderlin.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
They're looking to have some leverage over her.
I think the witches really didn't want the horn anywhere near Zybilna. Yeah,
No.
these might
That's
be-
what I was thinking too.
No, but Kelek wants to. Will need it. If he's,
Right.
or he's looking for it anyway. He thinks he needs it to take on the Valor's Call. His nemesis is the party mage from that group.
On that note, have you met our friends? And I will bring out the dwarf that's with us. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, so they would have already met and scowled at one another and blah blah blah, whatnot. But I think there's two members of the of Valor's Call. One that was with the Briganox, the rogue.
Yeah, the rogue.
Yeah, so the rogue and the fighter are here.
Yeah. You fellas, what do you say? Can her words be trusted?
They don't really trust her at all, but they're not looking for any retribution or anything.
I wanted to see him fight. Maybe he's gonna kick a rock.
You're an agent of disaster.
Yeah.
All right, I think that was all the questions I had.
Okay.
Anyone else?
She's looking around and thinking. Looking around and saying, "This is quite a good place, but it needs redecoration."
Yeah. I guess you can take it up with the new owners.
Unless she wants to be the new owner. I mean, it needs new ownership.
Yeah. You get that feel from
and
her
better
that
working
she's
conditions.
now that Enderlin's gone, you can definitely see a twinkle in her eye, and there's cogs turning.
Mm-hmm.
And just make sure you treat the people better.
Ango, I think you were asking the guys to turn over any treasure that they found.
Basically.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, certainly. You turn over yours too, and we'll divide it by 50.
Just curious if they found anything that could be helpful with us to track down Endelin and defeat her for the good of the realm.
Right, okay. Whatever they found, everyone's all zipping it.
Do they have a spare backpack?
They do. In fact, you can go and deck yourself out with common items from the player's handbook, based from the dressing
starting
room.
equipment.
Yeah. But it's acting quality, so you've got an actor's backpack. It's not actually a real backpack. It's like from the Dora movie.
Just prop items. Amazing.
Speaking of which, Celeste is going to ditch her noble costume.
Ah, yes. Yeah, go
back to her regular robes.
Yeah, okay.
Is there a telescope?
A telescope?
Yes.
No, they're beyond common items.
Okay.
Very rare. You do find though, like a single monocle-like lens on a stick.
Just like a 2x magnification.
Yeah. So there is a minor magnification one, and it's for watching.
Bye.
Grab that.
Yep. Okay.
I guess maybe it's just gonna advise Glenn not to eat her rations, which are clearly just plastic or wooden little things in the backpack.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
But clothing, pouches, belts, boots, all that sort of stuff would be completely cool for you, Glister. Rope, even hammers and pitons and stuff like that, perhaps.
Okay. Just grab the regular stuff.
Yeah, no problem.
Also, are we missing anyone's missing items? Because Celeste got her sister.
Everyone's got
stuff.
Yeah, everyone's got their bits and bobs. Yeah.
Speaking of which, is Selena going to come with us?
I don't. She may come. Or what do you think?
Celeste would probably like her to, just because she's a little nervous being separated from her.
Okay. So I think both Gleam and Selena will come with you.
Yeah, so we got the siblings going now.
Yeah, but what will
probably
I think it would once they get together, they'd be no.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The twins, they're multiplying.
The twins. Yeah. Okay. But what we'll probably do is those two will form some sort of base camp once you get to the castle, and then you guys as a group as a smaller unit can strike out from there, so that I don't have to control them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Maybe for narrative reason or something, if one of our dearly departed was missing something, if it was anywhere here, you could send it on give them back they can be on their way. Something like Nova, and other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Skylar volunteers that the League of just to be clear, the League of it looks like she's trying to give you as much information as she can to ensure your success. The leader of the League of Malevolence is Kellic. His driving ambition is to steal a magic star from his arch enemy, Ringelwan. Kellic came here with the intent to blackmail Zybilna. Don't know what leverage he had, but he had some sort of leverage over the former queen. And I think Valis Call must have already been here, but he wanted the Zybilna's assistance and complicity with securing this staff. Yes, I don't. But it must have been considerable leverage over her. But I leaked Kellec's plans to the Hourglass Coven to thwart Kellec. And when the League's members arrived at the palace, the hags used them to create a diversion. So Endelin was quite proud of that, using the League of Malevolence, but they had their own their own ideas about Zybilna, who apparently is the fourth sister, so there's 4 of them at least.
I remember the paintings in Skabatha's room. There were 4 paintings.
Yep.
5. One was 3 was of the witches. 4th one was Tasha, and the 5th one was Baba Yaga, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the League of Malevolence, though, even though they were working against each other, the League of Malevolence now seems to work for the hags unwittingly. And you can tell that Skylar seems quite proud of the trouble that she's caused for her former comrades.
Before we go, I would like to have a little sidebar with Skylar, if she's interested.
Okay.
Before. And I'll basically whisper into her ear about how she cannot trust anyone around her, and especially the other 2 guys from the League of Heroes or whatever they were called.
Yeah. Valis Call.
And I will use my words of terror to make her frightened of them for an hour.
Okay.
So that's a wisdom saving throw, DC 15.
Okay. Let me... Okay, that's my natural roll without any pluses or anything. So you're not sure if she sort of arches an eyebrow and says, "Oh, really?"
How she should watch her back at all times, and then like with a really grim expression, and like stage like a whisper, and then I just bright up like, well, anyway, that's what I think. I'll clap her on the back and walk away with the party.
Okay.
Hopefully she won't steer too much trouble immediately after we're gone.
She seems quite freaked out, and it sort of works. And she says, "Wait, don't go yet."
No, sorry, we busy schedule. Need to catch the light early, the golden hour, whatever it's called.
Okay.
Celeste is going to listen to what she was going to say.
Okay. She says, just bear in mind that Zybilna, that's an alias. It's not her true name.
Yeah.
Do you know her true name?
Well, I don't know true, but she's an archmage, not a archfey. No.
Or Baba Yaga.
Igwilf.
What? Big Wolf?
Igwilf. It's another name that she goes by.
Okay.
And
I'm going to say thank you.
Igwilf is the adopted daughter of Baba Yaga, unlike the 3 that are her true daughters. And somehow, these hags used Igwilf's cauldron against her.
Okay. Could I roll, I don't know, history or arcana or something? If the name Big Wolf rings any bells?
Between all of you, you would know of Igwilv as a famous archmage from Earth, another world, not the Forgotten Realms where you started from.
Okay, got it.
That might have been told in stories as of a powerful, powerful figure, wizard.
All right, I'm gonna thank Skyla for the information,
Okay.
and then kind of give her a gentle reminder of like, we're gonna leave you here to do what you wish, but don't forget that we've already killed 2 hags, so you better be a good leader, or we'll be back.
She says, "One more to go," and gives you a fist bump.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she gets your drift.
Yeah, and while we are leaving, Mavis just gonna turn around towards her and silently point at the dwarf and the rogue and go like,
Right.
I'm gonna do like catch her fist bump,
Yep.
but put some power behind it,
Oh.
so she knows. Like, yeah.
Like the equivalent of a tough man handshake.
The key is
Yeah.
right. The key is strong in this one. Okay.
All right, are we going up to the tower and?
Ring
Cruising
that
on.
bell.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
ring the bell and wonder for whom the bell tolls.
Ungo, are you coming with the bell, or are you flying there on your little?
I'm going to
Mechanical
sit
bird.
on the ornithopter when we ring the bell and hope it comes with.
Okay.
What's the size? Is it something you can like carry with between Slapney and, well, maybe not Mavis because he has strength of 8, but someone else?
I missed that. Sorry. What were you trying to do?
It's the Topter, the flying device.
Yeah.
Is
It says
something
it
that
only. It says it only weighs 25 pounds.
Oh, so yeah, Slapney definitely could take it with him, like on his back.
Yeah. Probably the weight is not the issue. It's probably 20 feet across. So.
I think it says it has a 14-foot wingspan.
14. There we go.
And is 8 feet long.
Yep.
And if it's only 25 pounds, I mean, you can just hold it over my head, you know? Like,
The whole party can chip in,
yeah.
just pulling their weight.
What are you trying to
Everybody
do?
get it.
What is your objective?
You want to
To
bring
get it through the
ornithopter
portal.
with
Oh,
us.
like, we're gonna ring the bell and get it with us.
Oh, I see. So, okay. Well, you can just fly it up to that through that belfry.
Is it how
Oh.
far? Yeah, I was just gonna look at how far away is this castle. It's
You
pretty
jump.
far, right?
You jump on and fly to the belfry that's 50 feet away. Land where
Yeah.
the Jabberwocky burst out, and then there's the bell.
Yep.
So there's this huge bell, probably 50 kilos or so, silver, at the top of the belfry. Anyone
Okay.
feeling like give it in a dong?
I will. I'm gonna look
Okay.
and say, is everybody
Yep.
ready?
All right. Yeah.
That's an instrument. I think that's an instrument.
Yeah.
A bell.
Oh yeah, Mavis. Maybe you should do this.
Very well. I just crack my knuckles, get in a groove, like some nice internally in my head, get a beat going, and start pounding on the.
Okay.
On the
Are
bell.
you gonna do the bong buk tuk buk dong?
Yeah.
The tabla style. Okay. Let's see. Okay, you ring the bell, and and a single tone rings out, and while there's lightning and thunder and rain and so on, it pierces, and you pause, you look around, nothing really happens, no portal opens up, nobody beams out or anything, But after a few moments, you see from the distant white palace above, beyond the clouds, some sort of figures approaching through the twilight. And as they get closer, you can see these flying creatures, enormous wings. They get closer still, and you're all staring there, looking at, peering intently at what these things are. And as one, they sort of start to sort of peel off, and you can see they're giant cranes. So very long, straight beaks, long necks, elegant long legs stretched out behind them. And while the body itself is probably 10 feet across, very large, the wingspans are all bigger than that. And 6 of them come in line, and then they come down and swoop down and gracefully land atop the belfry, and then look down at you expectantly.
I'm gonna nudge Mavis and be like, I think that's our ride.
Okay. Don't look. And
Yeah, I've just jumped on one.
Okay. So
I'm gonna jump on one too.
Yeah. So you can just run up the belfry with your slippers of spider climbing, and then get up the top and hop on one of these things, and it sort of looks back at you and then flaps its wings and takes flight. 2 or 3 beats, and suddenly the wings are out and it's just soaring on currents from below. Same with Glister. You've got Gleam on the back. Selena's with you, Celeste. Mavis, Ungo, are you on your ornithopter? Or are you...
If it can keep up with those things.
we're gonna hitch you up, just like with a pulling rope.
Yeah.
It'll be our kite.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can get on, and they and your ornithopter starts boof, 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 like a sort of duck trying to catch up with swans, and they sort of look over their shoulder and just steady their gaze. So while they are just gliding, just coasting along, you're, but you can keep up. Mm-hmm. I'm looking down. I've got Discord down off to one side here. You are there.
Yeah.
And Mavis.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing this.
I'm just clutching the feathers or whatever there is, like holding for my dear life, till my knuckles go white.
Okay.
All muscles tensed.
All right. And for what it's worth, Slapney sort of monkey bars up the things and hops on deftly. He's actually more dexterous than he is strong, despite his buff appearance. And we move on.
Ungo tries to remain stoic, but occasionally lets out some giggles. Gleeful giggles as he flies along.
Yeah, we're having
That's what
fun.
I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking
the
too.
twins
Like,
are having fun. Wait.
yeah. Celeste has like her cape out, like flapping in the wind, and her and Selena are just like giggling and happy to be back together.
Yep. We're flying and back together, so it's a good day.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a handout to show you. So you spend some time soaring through the lightning, and these cranes seem to know what's happening. You get the smell of ozone, and they sort of peel off to one side, and a crack of lightning thunders down. This tall palace comes into view. Let's see. It looks from a distance like the traditional, fairy tale castle postcard, and through the mist of this twilight realm, a palace emerges dreamlike from the clouds. Great white marble tower, ringed by delicate spires, and cast its shadows over the rooftops below. There's another tower. You can see, if you look at the handout, off to one side, that it teeters precariously. Looks like it should have fallen, but it's being gripped by these enormous vines. It looks like maybe the tower was even torn from its foundations by the coiled beanstalk. There's monstrous vines clinging all over the palace walls, and they choke a promontory of rock on which this palace perches. And from here you can peer all across Prismea. You're very high up above the, that mist that you had seen before. I'm just going to move you to another map just for the purposes of... I don't know if this is resolving or not.
Yep. Ooh, that's a new map.
And so from here you can see all of hither, thither and yon.
So to take his mind away from the horrifying heights that he's at, maybe he's just gonna look at the Prismea and go like, oh, I almost died over there, I almost died over there, and I think I almost died over there.
Yeah, I think you may have had the most brushes with death out of all of us.
True.
Yeah.
As you survey your surroundings, though, hundreds of birds burst from the canopy of an ancient forest below you and scatter in all directions. And moments later, this much more fearsome creature erupts from the woods beneath. A sinewy, pale green dragon takes to the sky and flies towards the palace. You're still some way off, and even from this distance, you can see it's large. Its mighty wings carry it above the level of where you are in your cranes. And once it gets atop the palace, you can see off in the distance, it sort of folds its wings and drops like a hawk, like a harrier, and like a stone it vanishes from sight behind the palace's high walls.
Okay.
And this
Does it look like a Jabberwock?
It's the same creature with that long sinewy neck and the strange, sort of almost bulbous head that shot rays of radiant energy straight through your balloon and caused you to crash in thither.
Okay.
I would try to land somewhere earlier than the castle to avoid it, or what?
I don't know. Do we see that windmill thing north of the castle? It's like this.
Yeah, you can see a large windmill type thing on the off in the mist. You can't tell what it's on, but you can see crackling. It's like a storm. It looks like it's the middle of a huge hurricane type swirl.
Interesting.
It looks like there's not really road between that and the castle.
No.
No, you can't see any ground between that and the castle.
Let's not fly into the hurricane, I guess. So should we just land outside the walls, inside the walls, on the walls? What's the plan? It doesn't look like there's a lot of room around the castle. At least in this image.
The cranes seem to not be responding to your guidance. They're flying straight to the castle.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Fair enough.
That solves the problem.
Yes.
They're gonna go wherever they're gonna go.
Yep.
So what
what happened?
Let's have a look. I'll just jump to Motherhorn and grab your tokens before we move off. Where were you all? I can't see you. Oh, there you are. I'll grab Slutney as well. Glista. And Trig. I might still continue to play as an NPC regardless. As your agent of the Fae. Okay, moving maps. You should start to see a map resolving. I'll draw your attention.
Yep. Oh, that's a big map.
Okay, so I've got daylight switched on, it's still, you can see, a long way, but it is twilight and very dim. So you'll see the lay of the land, or you should be able to see, but only faintly. But for your own dark vision, for your own light sources, that'll still make it more clear for areas that are a little bit closer to you, if that makes any sense. And you can see these large castle walls. I will... Let's see. Okay, and the cranes sort of circle overhead, so you get an idea of the lay of the land beyond. And there's a large green forest, garden planted out, and surrounded by a castle wall. Vines growing over the castle wall and completely choking it. Sleeping Beauty style, and these cranes all circle down and they land gracefully just at the palace gates. There's ivy clinging to a set of silvery gates that are embedded in the outer palace's wall, and you can see a luxuriant garden beyond. The double gate's probably 20 feet tall and looks to be made of silver.
What time are we going to end our session today?
It's I think this is probably a good spot, actually. I was thinking usually between 11 and 11:30. We've gone 11:15 and you're right at the gate. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, okay.
Yep,
let's do that. And we've taken it to the level 7, right at the sort of final sort of series of locations, and you're faced with finally this sort of Disney style palace to explore next time we meet. So
fun.
Yep, very good, thank you, Glista. We'll hope to see you again next week to party on.
Some witch punching session.
Yes. All right.
Witch punching.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I will close out here, and I will. Yeah, we'll get this. So we meet up again in a fortnight, and we'll get this one up onto YouTube and into the podcast for anyone who wants to listen in. All right. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for it again.
Bye.
Hey guys.
Yes.
Bye.
knights in white satin, lifelong fairy friend. Seek outside Vilna, a queen to defend. Hourglass Coven, 3 to abhor. You will need allies, answer valor's call. Look above you, yes, above you.